Welcome back to another crypto cruise. Today, I'll be reviewing my own Tesla Cybertruck. This is a cyber beast. In fact, it is driving right now while I'm recording this. So FSD, I'm going to talk a little bit about FSD. It is just doing its thing right now, and it is driving, so I could concentrate on this video. But also, I want to talk about what's going on with the market. It is looking bad. There's a lot of uncertainty, and it has to do with Trump and everything that's going on that was just announced yesterday and today. So I got to talk about that as well. So let's get started. First of all, as you guys know, since yesterday and today, Bitcoin and crypto is falling. So on Friday, earlier this week, the market was fine, a little volatile, but it was mostly due to the FOMC meeting. We had options and future expiration, all that good stuff, right? We had some economic data. We had like PCE, inflation reading. That was all good. But this threat from Trump, the tariff threat, that was looming for a while, but people didn't really believe it, I guess. I mean, we talked about it. We joked. I even joked about how, hey, wouldn't it be great for Canada to become a 51st state? And then we talked about Greenland becoming a 52nd state. And everyone joked about it. And everyone thought, yeah, you know what? Trump is just using it. He's he's using it as a negotiating tactic, right? To try to get something, to try to get Canada or Mexico or China to relent and come to the table and do something. But the thing is, no one thought that it was actually going to go, get put into place, I guess. Because yesterday, when the White House actually said, no, Trump is going to go through with it starting tomorrow. He's going to sign an executive order on Saturday. That's when, oh my God, everyone started panicking, and that's when everything started coming down. The thing is, I even did a video about it. This was like, mid-afternoon, and no one really knew what the end game was. I even questioned it, and I started researching, like everyone had the same question I had. Like, what did Trump want Canada and Mexico and China to do? In case you haven't read, the tariffs are 25% on anything from Canada, Mexico, 25%. I think energy, which includes oil, will be 10% from Canada. And then anything from China, 10%. And Trump blames it on, the thing with China is like, he blamed it on fentanyl, or all of them on fentanyl, or I don't know which country he's blaming it on, but again, no one knows what he wanted exactly. So during the executive order signing, reporters asked him directly yesterday, is there something that Canada, Mexico, and China can actually do last minute, last night, right, to stop this? Is this part of your game? Is this part of your negotiating tactic to get them to do something, right? Are you trying to get them to agree to something? And he's like, no, this is going to be put into place. So then, that's that. So it was signed. So apparently this is going to go into effect on Tuesday. The tax, all the importers, anyone that's importing, is going to be slapped with this tax starting next week. And the White House is downplaying that price of goods are going to go up. Well, of course, when things coming into the country, has a 10% tariff or 25% tariff, I would say the price is going to go up, which if we're measuring inflation, that means inflation is going to go up, which is not a good thing, right? So I don't know what Trump wants. I really don't. I don't think anyone knows. Trump has talked about getting rid of income tax and supplementing it with tariffs. Maybe this is step one, but almost every single economist out there is saying this is a bad move, and it's going to cause trade wars. So Canada already came out and said that they're going to retaliate. They're going to come out with some steep tariffs, and China, will too, and Mexico will too. So if there's trade tariffs left and right, it's just, I guess it just ends up who gets hurt the most, because Trump feels like in in our position, all the other countries will get hurt the most. Okay, if that's the case, again, what's the end game? What is Trump hoping to gain? It's unclear at this point. So yeah. So there's not much more to say about this. And then what's a little bit, I guess, more scary is during the executive signing. By the way, this whole time, if you notice, it's been like 6 minutes, 10 minutes. This car has been driving, keeping with traffic and lane changing, stop and go. FSD is awesome, especially in the Cybertruck. Effortless. As long as you're looking forward and paying attention, you don't have to do anything. But anyways, another thing that happened during the executive signing was the reporter asked if Trump is going to place tariffs on the EU, the European Union, and he's like, absolutely. So that may be coming next, right? So I know in Trump's eyes, like, everyone is taking advantage of the U.S., right? Like, there's trade disparages. We as a country, we pay for more, and people or countries don't buy our stuff as much, and there's a lot of stuff that he says, and some of it is probably true, but some of it is probably because corporations have made it that way, because for one reason or another, labor is cheaper elsewhere, products are cheaper to produce elsewhere. I mean, I'm no economist, I'm not a manufacturer. I'm sure there are reasons for that, and I'm assuming it's not all because other countries are taking advantage of us. But this is his way to try to make us strong again. Maybe it'll work, but right now there's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of chaos going on, and this is the reason why. I mean, the market on Friday went down, the U.S. market, right? If the U.S. market was open today, I'm sure it'll be a bloodbath. This is the reason why crypto is going down, because it is open 24/7, and that is why everything's going down. And I don't know. I don't think it's time to panic yet, but the alts are definitely taking a beating, more so than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is probably, am I looking at charts, at the time of this recording, we're already down to 101. So I would imagine we could bounce off of that 99.9 again, like we have done so in previous times. Last time we even breached a little bit. We went down to like 98 before we came back up. We could see that again. I don't expect Bitcoin to sell off any more than it has before. But we may see a little bit more turbulence today and tomorrow because of all the fears around tariffs and everything else that's going on, right? So, and if Bitcoin continues to go down, then of course alts are, and a lot of the alts, especially like Ripple and Sui and Solana, recently they've been really, really strong, and I even saw weakness in them as well too. So It does seem like there's a lot of fear right now, but not time to be in complete panic. But I will say this is unexpected for me, right? Because because this whole tariff thing has been talked about a while. So, I didn't think that the market would be as panicked as it is about it right now. But it is. So we'll see. Come next week, maybe there is a resolution. Maybe, because this goes in place on Tuesday, maybe on Monday we hear like, oh, this is resolved. I'm signing an executive order to remove the tariffs because I talked to Trudeau and I talked to President Xi and we worked it out. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe this is all still a negotiated tactic and it gets resolved, right? But even if it doesn't, maybe Trump at least will lay some guidelines so that these leaders of these other countries can actually say, okay, yeah, we'll come to table with these terms, or we'll try to make those things happen, something, right? And then the markets will like it better. I think the main thing is just like no one knows where this is go because there's no actual demand, right? This is just like, okay, we're going to tariff and that's it. There's no end game to this. So I don't know. We'll see. But, I still remain bullish. There's not a video to say, oh, I turned bearish, I'm going to sell it all. It's just unexpected. Another blip in the road, right? I thought the market already kind of ate up or predicted this, and this was already baked in, but apparently not. So if we have to go down again, we touched upon that 99 again, and alts come down again. It's gonna suck short term, but you know what? What did I always say? Dips are gifts, and it gives us more time to buy, more time to accumulate. It's still early in the year. It's still only February, so we'll see. Oh boy. I did have to stop FSD. I have to stop. Let me show you. You see that? So FSD did not anticipate that there was a barrier to this road. So it was about to speed up, and then I quickly put my brake, stepped on a brake, and it stopped. It probably would have stopped and done an emergency brake. I don't know, or it would have just ran through it. But so FSD is not 100% yet. So even though I was just saying that, yeah, it's so good. This is the reason why it's still supervised FSD, not unsupervised FSD. So let me turn this around here, and let me head home, and let me finish the rest of this video. By the way, the turning radius of this is amazing because it is four-wheel steering, and four-wheel steering is just amazing. So it turns on a dime. It's such a big car, but it turns on a dime. All right, now I've placed it to go home. I'm just gonna let it rise up. Okay. So I got a little distracted there, but good thing I was still paying attention. Otherwise, I would have just ran through that barrier. So as good as FSD is, it's not 100%. It's like 99%, 98%, 95%. Okay, I don't really need this. Okay, so yeah, don't panic, guys. I know it sucks. It does. I know a lot of you guys get really down. You see your portfolio go down. I get it, right? But let's not forget, we're still in the 100,000 Bitcoin range, right? And we have not lost all of our gains, and it's still early, and there's a lot more to go. So this is just something new, and we'll see where it goes. And of course, I'll keep you guys updated. And on Friday, you know, Josh did do Dirty Degens Friday night. I did see a lot of you guys did tune in, and you guys enjoyed it. Great. I saw good feedback, so that'll continue on. As long as you guys continue to support him, you know, he'll continue to put on the show, and he's doing something completely different than I am, and that's, you know, on purpose for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Yeah, as for the Cybertruck, you know, a lot of you guys have heard and seen about the Cybertruck, and have probably heard a lot of like the good things and bad things about it. I'm gonna give you my honest review, because I've had a lot of cars. At first, I really did not want to get this car. I really did not. You know, I'm not a typical Elon fanboy. There are a lot of Elon fanboys, and they will just buy whatever Elon sells, and they will, you know, they'll just believe anything Elon says. I'm not one of those guys, right? But I did need another business deduction, and last moment I pulled the trigger. And did I regret that decision? No. I had this so far for about 3 weeks now. About 3 weeks. And honestly, I could say this is one of the best cars I've ever had. No joke. No joke. So from the outside, you guys know how polarizing this is. A lot of you guys will say, well, you say that because it's just really ugly. It's really not. In pictures, yes, there are certain angles like the backside. You can't hide it. It's just because it doesn't have the traditional bed. It's not like cut the same way. It looks kind of funky and weird, right? But in person, the presence of this is not like in pictures or videos. It has a really like menacing presence. It's huge, and it looks nothing like anything else on the road, and you attract all the looks, and everyone is like, you know, amazed by it. I've gotten so many looks, good looks, and you know, I had people come up to me, ask me about it, people giving me thumbs up, you know, teenagers, kids, even, you know, 90-year-olds. I had this one 90-year-old old lady at a supermarket knock on my window asking me what car this is. You know, everyone alike. It's a really different vehicle, and I like it. I like how it's just so different than everything else. You know, I'm a car reviewer too, and I've reviewed every single SUV and truck out there, and they're all the same. This is the only thing out there that looks different. Like, everything is the same. All crossover SUVs, like, it's just all round and bubbly, and yeah, you know, they add a few touches here and there, but overall, from a distance, it kind of all look the same. Trucks, you know, besides like a Raptor or TRX, pretty much the same, right? So, outside, I love the look. The tires are huge, 35-inch tires, even a stock Cyber ones that they call it. Not the most aggressive, but because they're so massive in person, they look good. They fit the truck well, right? When the truck is lowered, it looks good. When it's raised, it looks good. Of course, if it was bigger, it's fine. But the air suspension on this truck is awesome too. When you're getting in, it's lowered as much as possible, so it's easy to get in. It's about 8 inches ground clearance. When you're driving, it goes up to medium level, so it's about 10 inches of ground clearance. You could go up to high, it gives you about 12 inches of ground clearance. If you go off-road, you could bring it up to 14 inches of ground clearance. I mean, the air suspension in here is awesome. And because of it, and the large, meaty tires, the comfort level in here is awesome. Better than any other Tesla out there. It's really, really a good, soft ride. And It's really good. Inside is also very, very big. It's not as big as a full-size truck. It's more like a mid-size truck, but still plenty of space for sure. I mean, look at this headroom. Plenty of headroom. Shoulder and hip room. Same thing as second row. Second row, also you can fold up the seat. So it's flat bottom. You have a nice large screen for the kids to do whatever they want. Up front, of course, you have a large screen too. And you can control everything in here, right? That's how, like all Teslas. Very minimalistic, but the quality in here is very nice. Fit and finish is good. No rattles, no shakes for Tesla. Again, this is really good, but even for any car, it's not a luxury car interior. It's not like a Mercedes, you know, but it's pretty good. It's quiet in here. Tesla did a really good job. I mean, it's just very comfortable inside. The seats are comfortable. Everything is well placed, designed, comfortable, quiet. And you're sitting high up, looking down on people. You definitely feel like you could ride over people. You could like run over peasants in this, right? Everyone's looking at you like they're a peasant. So, you know, it's just really nice. Out in the back, you know, you can open the power tonneau cover, and then the bed is 6 feet long, and then you have a little trunk underneath. It's already, you know, it's already sprayed. I mean, it's made out of this hard plastic, so you don't have to worry about a bed liner. And it has power plugs, you know, so you can plug whatever you want, your tools or your radio or whatever. I don't know if anyone uses radio. I just said that. I don't know why I said that. But, you know, it's just really nice. And best of all, I think I made the point in this video, besides the one screw up. This whole time, I've been letting the car drive itself. FSD, this Cybertruck comes with what's called the hardware 4. All the other ones before had hardware like 2, 2.5, 3. My Model X has 3. And they're just not as good. Hardware 4, whatever Elon put in here, allows FSD to be near perfect. So yes, you still have to pay attention, but overall, it's driving itself. So for the 3 weeks that I had this, I have been driving very little. I've been letting the Cybertruck drive itself. Like when I go to restaurants, malls, wherever, now this drive, I just let the Cybertruck do its thing. It has screwed up a few times, just a few times, but again, 95% of the time, it's been dead accurate. It's so good. It comes to a stop like a human. It's a slow rolling stop. Acceleration, it's like what a human would do, right? Before it wasn't. It was like very linear. It's not linear. It's just like a stop and go, harsh, really quick. But it's good. It makes lane changes really well. It knows when to stop at a yellow light or not. If you're going fast, it's not going to do a hard brake at a yellow light. It will just blow through it. It knows how to creep up at corners and stop signs and red lights, so that if you need to make a right turn on a red, right, it's going to make sure that you're not going to run over someone. It knows how to speed up. It knows how to cut over lanes on the highway. It knows how to exit off ramps. It knows how to go through tollways. It's just so good. All like the 10 plus years Elon's been collecting data and talking about FSD. Yes, he lied to his teeth that, you know, FSD was going to be, you know, done years ago. It's finally at the point where I believe him. It's that good. So if he collects another year of data or so, I honestly believe he could turn on unsupervised FSD, where I could just pull out my phone and just do whatever and not pay attention. It's that good. So that's the biggest thing. Besides everything else I mentioned, Cybertruck can literally drive for you. The only downside to it is it gets kind of boring. So it forces you to have to talk to your spouse or your kids. Otherwise, you're just like, you know, you're gonna fall asleep on long road trips and stuff. You can't pull out your phone because there's a camera in here that watches you. So as soon as you do that, it'll make you take control. And so you kind of just sit here and daydream, and you know, get quite sleepy, right? So that's the only downside. But the plus side is you can eat, you can drink, you know, you can make videos like this, and it's just so easy. Like seriously, this how long? 25-minute video. It's been driving. Again, that one hiccup, right? Otherwise, this whole time it would just be driving by itself. It's just so good. It's so good. It still amazes me how good it is. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I know I ramble a lot. That's my review of this Cybertruck, and I did wrap it. Of course, you guys noticed you have to wrap your Cybertruck. I wrapped it with a PPF. It does need a little touch up though, because it's quite cold out. Some of the corners came out, so I have to redo it. Other than that, it's good. It's really good. I love the look. I love the look of Cybertruck. All right, guys, that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, and don't panic. I know it kind of sucks to see the market go down, right? And whatever Trump is doing, we have to see what the end game is. I don't know how long it's gonna last, or it might last forever. But we have to see how the market reacts. We got to see if the price of goods actually start coming up. And what about these countries? Are they going to retaliate? What are they going to do? Some, you know, Canada is like claiming they're going to do some really harsh retaliation. I don't know. Are they? Let's see. All right. That's it, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.